right. Okay, I think pretty much everything's working. Haven't decided to see if I can get you to follow me yet. Let's try down here. Let's see if I can get it against something that actually, nope. Okay, cool. That's all right. Just an overpriced piece of junk at this point. No, I'm just joking, but kind of. There we go. All right, so not gonna lie, don't remember where I left off other than I had made the top and the bottom pieces, so I don't know. Oh, you are okay, exactly where I need you to be at. So, okay. So you don't go through. That means we're at mortising time, as noted by my mortising chisel actually existing outside of the box. Got cutting gauges. It tells me I set this to the width of my blade. How you doing, Chance, by the way? How you doing? Okay, this will give me that. I'm a little scatterbrained, but we're working. Hopefully, from here into the foreseeable future, we don't have as much weird stuff popping up last minute. All right. Not gonna lie, I'd rather get things put in place before I size how deep the tenons go. Or we can figure this out the right way. I know that takes up most of the point. Okay, loud noises. Hopefully the limiter is working. Okay. Let's get a lot of my measurement tools over here so that I can possibly do some fun. Okay, mallet is just mallet. You're there, you're there. You're a nice little piece of cherry. So what we really need to do is figure out the mortise and tenons on these guys. Heads up, adds in about 10 seconds. These can go over here for now. They're just slats to space wood on. All right. Before I get too far into anything, we're going to lay this stuff directly on the project and get measurements that way. The only way that's ever worked for me. But it also feels nice to have the shop in some sort of state of actual organization again. Minimax, you get a new home. There we go.
Nice but fleeting.
Yeah, it was extra destroyed recently because we had like 5 projects going all at the same time, and we didn't have any time to actually clean up after anything. Okay, there we go. As they say, the backboard is never seen by anyone, so I'm not worried about much of anything else. Okay. See if I can get some of this out. Said I do not have like an actual, this is how we're going to do any of this. It's more of a, let's get reassociated with the project at this point. But everything should work again, except for a couple things that have no commands. Everything should work again. And we figured out a little bit about okay. Present to the present wood to project.
Hope you're doing well.
Oh, we're doing better than we were, so that's always good. Glad to see you, Onajera. Okay. As always, push the excess up. Oh no! That can be fixed. And since I found it, as it happened, this side? No. Is it this side? Yes. I'm not gonna hold us, no, I'm not gonna put us on hold for just glue. Where is masking tape? Just hold it in place that way for right now. And I will heat up some glue and fix that in a bit. I was wondering if that was going to happen to these guys because they're so small. There. Peace will not get lost. Okay, so push the excess to the top. Because in reality, the feet are going to get leveled anyways, so any non-excess I have there means nothing. But how you been on a J-Ro? Just glad to be. Okay, this. The wrap's not going to be the nicest, but. Okay, yeah. That's definitely the presenting face. Right now we're figuring out how we're gonna, oh, that's the presenting face. Why the hell did I have it the other way around? Next question. Why you put the ugly side down?
Pretty good. Keeping things quiet but trying to find time to carve some coasters with my Dremel.
That's always a good idea. There we go. Okay. Of course. Okay. Where did I put you? So we don't screw this up. It's not like I'm not going to be cabinet scraping this away. Okay. Okay. All right. It honestly does not matter at the moment how we have these lined up with that. We are trying to figure out how big of a mortise we're doing here, how big of tenons we're doing here. Did I? Wow. Huh. Man, I do some oddball things. This is cut exactly the width of the, I wish I had a camera that worked. Let's see if I can get this thing to work. That way we can have kind of a roving camera. All right. Doesn't look like it wants to work. All right. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Clicking on the wrong thing here. Yeah, it's just not wanting. I wonder. Give me 2 seconds here. Okay, well, I can't do it. All right, so anyway, what I was trying to say before I got on a tangent is that the rabbets I did to put the sides and everything together, basically this board is cut exactly as wide as those rabbets. Which means we probably need to take a little bit less off. There's going to be a bead right at that point, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we're going to need to cut this down a little bit. Probably. If I just bump it here, that makes more sense. About an inch off of it. Yeah, we kind of need to do that because there's going to be a bead there, nails there. It's going to be a giant problem if the tenons are right at the bead depth. So we're going to cut just a quick little bit off of it. Actually, let's make it very easy to figure out here. We are at today is more of a postulation day when you think about it. Okay, 14 and a half. That's where we want to cut this. Okay.
Stop blowing holes in my shit!
Oh, hey Drew. 14 and a half.
Drew said, plain OHYP.
Hey, how you doing, Drew? We are slowly figuring things out. Okay. Like this piece is a little too big. All right, double check before we start cutting. Okay, yeah, that's a nice healthy bit. Like, glad I double checked this. Otherwise no, I could have just cut it and cut the tenons down. But, Sorry, there's no detail on what I'm doing right now because I'm not moving that thing just yet. But what we're doing is just sizing the header to this face frame so that we have a piece that is appropriate. Okay, there. We don't have to worry too much about how nice the end is because that is the end of a tenon and it is a fully concealed tenon, so you're not seeing the end of it anyways. How you been doing, Drew? For those who don't know, my name is Wes. This is Plain Old Woodworking. We do hand tool woodworking here, and we are currently working on putting a face frame on this cabinet. Before I go any further, we can play with that in a bit.
Big fat ugly bug faced baby eating O'Brien? Aye.
Follow Frollo. I do not know how to actually say that name, but we'll give it a try. Thank you for the follow, Fake. Do it. Okay. Get these up here. We got those marked the way I want with a front. Okay. Now, I might have to check that saw. We'll shoot this down real quick. It's not like it's going to hurt me too much to get that correct. Which side is it? It's right here. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to hurt me too much just to shoot this so that I can accurately scribe the... Some point in time, we're going to make another tool chest. Okay, there we go. That's part of the face frame there.
The janitor said, what plane are you using for shooting?
This is actually probably my most expensive plane. It's a Lee Nielsen, what is it, a 50? 51. They keep saying that they're thinking about doing the left-handed option, but at this point I don't even bother. Like, if they do it, cool, but everything's right-handed and I've gotten used to doing it right-handed. But it is the Lee Nielsen 51 with a Veritas, with a, I can't say anything correct. With the shooting board has the Veritas guide. All right, now. Here's the best part for me. We got 14 and a half. Oh, we'll remeasure that in a second. How much space do I have between these guys as they're flush? Present. 12 and 3/8. 12 and 3/8. This is the big thing I needed. Okay, so where are you, pencil? There you are. Oh look, scrap plywood. This will work. 12 and 3/8. Hell, this will work better for other things. Nah. Is this a factory edge? No, it isn't. We'll just use it as, okay, so 12 and 3/8. Okay. Let's remeasure you because you were 14 and a half. Or I was cutting you as close as I could. 14 9/16. All right. Oh, just good to actually be doing things now. Honestly, instead of doing math, I should just present and knife. Why? Because presenting and knifing tends to be dummy proof. What I'm going to do is measure until they're roughly the same and then knife. What do we got? We got 1 3/16. 1 2/16. You can't get much better than that. Eyeball. Hi-ho. Okay, make sure they're flush. Okay. Nick here. Then Nick here. Okay. And that's my measurement. Hooray, hand tool woodworking. I tried to do math and I gave up real fast. Here's the thing. I have a math minor. I actually have a master's degree in like structural engineering, and it ends up with a math minor by the end of it. But knowing hand tool woodworking, these styles aren't even the same width. They're about a 32nd out, somewhere between a 16th and a 32nd out from each other. I can feel it, and I don't care, because you're not going to see it. All right, now let's get you back wherein you belong. Tell I haven't had. Oh, you're too loose. Okay, yeah. Leave it about there. We will get to you in a second. I just don't want to have to carry it over things. You should honestly live down there. All right, up and straight to it.
Who needs math when you have a story stick?
Exactly. Present and mark. And who is Mark, and why does he get all my presents? Oh, okay. Be smart. Shop as smart. Sorry, camera. Okay. Don't want to drag too much because we already have a splinter foot situation going on. That will be fixed in a bit. Okay. All right. What that means, getting out the tenons, oh baby, this evening. Okay. We got saws, we got mortising chisel. Break out a couple of these. Can you tell I'm happy? Okay, we got this marked for the mortise, which means it'll mark my tongue. Now we're cooking with gas. All right. Gonna have some hot stuff, baby. Now I need my marking knife. Has anyone seen my marking knife? Up there it is. It's like I just used it. Let's do one thing though. I can feel a heavy burr on this thing. It needs to be. Hi, spiders. Okay. It doesn't need to be razor sharp, but I'd like to at least get the burr off of it. Hasn't been sharpened in what, a year? This has got to be the longest we've gone without Cat chiming in for a while. Okay, and then rub, rub, rub. Wipe, wipe, wipe.
She's glasswork_and_creation said, hello.
Hello. That sounded like possibly a new. Hello, Glasswork Creations. I'm assuming you came in with the raid, but otherwise, if you didn't, if you don't mind, I'll ask how you found me, what you find interesting.
New here.
As I said before, just in case, my name's Wes. This is Plain Old Woodworking. We tend to work on hand tool woodworking projects. The current one being a shaker cupboard.
Nope, not from the raid.
Oh, okay.
My recommended list.
I don't know how I'm getting into recommended lists, but Twitch, thank you. Do you stream yourself? And that reminds me, I don't think we have a moderator in here at the moment, so let's do a couple things.
I used to, haven't in a while.
XXIX. All right. I mean, you don't have to, so there we go. Forgot to do that because right now I don't think I have a mod in chat. One second. This is my day off from work. I do work 410s, but once in a while we get those dreaded work but not work phone calls. I'm gonna put that here. It's like, hey, I know you're not at work, but don't you just love those phone calls?
SHHH, don't tell them either that the gremlins might appear.
I mean, the last couple times I've had a phone call from work, so they typically don't last long because my boss does respect the fact that I'm not at work.
Big fat ugly bug faced baby eating O'Brien?
Oh, thank you
Hi.
for the follow. I will say you missed the hype train last week. You might have ended up with a free subscription at that point. So in case you haven't seen hand tool woodworking, what I'm doing right now is I'm scoring off the shoulders of what is going to be my tenons for the face frame of this build. And also, I guess I should go ahead and say, if you write !project, you'll get a picture and a brief thing about whatever we're building. It is not actually my picture, but it's the closest approximation.
Sad time.
Oh, yay, ads. Let's do that. I will pause what I'm saying until the ads are done. I can see the ad bar.
Bob the janitor said, yup ads.
It's your boy Ads. Okay. Okay. I'll put you guys back over here. Okay, it looks like ads are done.
_creation said, now I want ice cream.
All right. Okay, it looks like ads are done. So what I was saying is there is a command, and I finally got things fixed. It brings up basically what we're building, or the closest image I can get to it. And we're working on that face frame that holds the door right now. Over here is the actual build. You can see I've taken my own liberties on it.
That is beautiful.
Because I am not hiding the nails on the side. Instead, I got hand-forged nails from another creator on Twitch, and we're using that.
Love the color of the wood.
Thank you. It's black cherry. I don't know if you're in the Americas or not, but it's native to North America. Okay, now we get to play the fun game of centering. Oh, son of a...
I am American.
Okay.
Currently reside in the Netherlands, hoping to move to the UK.
Going for bingo, got it. Let's make sure, because I just played with the wrong... screw, okay. There we go. So basically what this is it is called a mortising gauge. It has 2 pins in here that you can adjust so that I can set it to the width of this big ol' honkin' pig sticker of a chisel, my mortise chisel. So it will be the exact, it'll give me markings the exact width of my chisel. And now I'm just going to try and center it as best as I can. Okay, there's the face. Should be doing it off at this side. Now I got to do this before I start cutting the faces off, because otherwise it's going to be really difficult. Let's do this from this side. Tighten. Let's see what we got here.
Bob the janitor said, I 3D printed a centering jig. Makes finding the center really easy.
Just
___creation said, how long have you been doing woodworking?
a good bit. Hand tool woodworking, probably about 5 years now. Or like exclusively hand tool type projects, probably about 5 years now. But but just woodworking in general, I've been pretty much going since I was 5. I was old enough to hold a hammer, and that's what Dad saw. far. This is the futzy bit. Honestly, as long as I just do not mess with it after I get it set, we're good. That's as centered as you're ever going to get, but I've learned my lesson several times. Which side's the face? Face. Okay. Always go from face side.
Very cool. Woodworking is one of the skills I have yet had the time to master, and blacksmithing. They are both on my list of want to learn.
And basically, since this is locked down, we're getting our cheek faces nice, centered, and marked in on all sides. Face side, okay. Okay, mark. Mark, okay. Now for the front one. The drag. And it's just easier to just do this. Right-handed, please. Okay. Okay, now we have our tenons marked out. We're going to do something a little different than what I usually do, which is cut in cheeks as well. We're going to cut cheeks on one side and half of a cheek on the other, which will be the top so that it doesn't twist.
Is this cabinet for yourself or for a customer?
For me, actually. It is for me. It's going to be housing my woodworking books. And what I'm doing right now is I made that score line at the face of the tenons. So now I can just cut in and I have this nice little line for my saw to follow. So it'll just have a nice little knife wall. Okay. Tiniest little indentation. So, just to give you an idea, see if it's even in focus. It's almost there. It's almost in focus. Here's an easy way to figure it out. Can I read the maker's stamp? Kind of, yeah.
I can see the grain of the wood.
Gotcha. So that's almost completely in focus. Okay. Let's see what we can do here.
Ray Isles.
I probably fucked it up. That's about as focused as we're gonna get. But to give you an idea,
Fuzzy.
there is basically I had scored a line across where the tenon starts, and I don't know if you can really see them, but I'd also scratched in a line Go to on it to get the tenons. And what I did here was I just took a chisel and just took out a little sliver of wood on the waist side of this knifed in line so that I have a little groove to set my saw in when I start sawing it. So it'll stay to that line and not wander.
If the light hits it just right, you can just see the grooves going with the grain.
Yeah, that's one of the sad things, is like, it's one of those, on a good day it'll show, but I do not have full control over the well, I don't have control over the camera while I'm doing things, so it's one of those, just a trade-off with Twitch. Or if I hired a camera crew, which I am not about to do, that's ridiculous. Okay, there. Everything's been notched in.
It's going to say you need a camera gremlin. Winky face.
That would work. There we go. Ah. Let's see if I can get this back the way it used to be. Yeah, it does need to be hitched a little, but I want to get as much of the table as I can. There we go. That works. So now we got those little grooves. Tenon saw. Go. Okay, how are we doing over here? Okay, one. I'm using my thumbnail to make sure that it stays on the line while it starts.
You asked how you made it to my recommended channels list. I follow a fair few woodworkers and other makers.
Gotcha.
Forget how long I've been around. I think since 2018 at least, if not 2017.
How are we doing over here? Nowhere near done. Okay. Still nowhere near. Come on. There we go. Okay. Flip to this side. Now, unfortunately, some of the older ones are all gone at this point. I know Woodworking Masterclass permanently went over to YouTube, so he doesn't stream here anymore. Boyd's Custom Fab doesn't stream anymore. But we got a good amount. Part of Timber Anew, I still watch him every once in a while when I can. He's a good one. Okay, we're to the line here. How are we doing here? Just a hair. And to the line. Flip. 1 second. Okay, that's not all the way done on the back. Okay. 1 second. No, I do not know. Okay, that we can cut. I'm going to do this for my own sanity because it is kind of like the lighting in here isn't the best in the first place. I'm going to do this for my own sanity as well so that I know where the line is and I'm not just looking at grain. There we go.
He's been gone a while, but he is my first Twitch woodworker. He made bowls and spoons, all hand tools as well.
Wow. Okay. Now, I have not done bowls or spoons. Eventually I might make a treadle lathe though. I've got old treadle parts over there to make one with. Okay, that is the cross. We need the rip. Need a piece to go under there. We got chunklets. Okay, there we go. Okay.
I miss the ability to share streams on your own page when you aren't online.
Yeah, that is an ability that needs to come back. I know it'll at least recommend some streams, but it's not just like literally streaming it. I miss that ability too.
Ono J-Ro said, I tried a spoon once, but I don't think my wooden spoon enough. Whole time I was watching the spoon bowl, thought I was gonna cut my fingers off. Creation said, I like how another person crafts this, and if I don't
I know I just sharpened you, so I don't know what's going on. It also doesn't help that this is not really holding it very well. One second, I am missing a lot here apparently. Oh wow, that would be useful for it to come with band-aids. All right, this is probably a little too tall. Yeah, that was the entire problem. Entire problem. Oh, dang. Too far up, too far up. The entire problem is it had too much height and it was vibrating. Okay, now we flatten it out. So basically the idea here is I'm cutting two sides at once until I run out of sides, flip it, do the other two sides, and then I just have a little triangle in the middle. And then I can just run this saw down and it'll eventually connect with the first cut we made, cross grain. Or the theory, or the theory states. We're almost there. Yeah, we're hanging on by just the tiniest bit. There we go, we can clean that shoulder up in a bit. All right. There we go.
Glasswork_and_creation said, which tool do you use the most? And which one is your absolute favorite? Have you made yourself?
So many answers, so many questions. Like, favorite tool is kind of a hard one to do. The tool I've probably used the most, honestly, is going to be it's going to either be a chisel or one of the saws, because they're used in everything. Honestly, I'll just go ahead and say it's a chisel. Like a 3/4 inch chisel is probably the most used tool in this shop, followed closely by the tenon saws or a dovetail saw. Unless you count like dimensioning boards, in which the planes have a different era of use there, because I will use them for days and days on end. Absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. That's kind of hard. I'll have to be like very non-committal and probably say the favorites are the planes. So like a number 4 plane, number 5 plane. I do like my combination square, but I think it's more useful than it is my favorite because of all the setup. As far as tools I've made myself, there's the workbench, there's the saw bench, there's the workbench we're working on, the saw bench back here holding a bunch of stuff, the Moxon vise on top of it, a bunch of other stuff, like, but also hasn't been used in a little while, but got a bow saw that I made. dovetail markers that I made.
It's like asking a glass worker
Yeah.
their favorite glass color. The
These,
person who says which fabric they like most.
yeah. It's one of those things where I don't really have a good answer for you. These are squaring sticks or pinch rods or whatever you call them.
On your INSTR ROM.
What? Something about bow saw? Oh, thank you. Yeah. I do use it decently enough. It's just, for what I'm doing right now, it's not going to get used. For cutting out the legs on the carcass of this thing, it was used. It's just... I realize now I should have been cutting this way probably. Connect the dots. Okay, then we do this one. We flip it around. This one's going to be extra fat and need to be trimmed because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Ooh. Well, we got some of the trim. And now, straight up and down. Something I tend to do, I keep these around for a little bit. They're good to like set stuff on while you're painting. And there we go. And then all right. They're also good for other reasons. You can put them back in case you need to clamp or do anything. For right now, we're going to leave that the way it is. We could cut them to size, but right now I'm just going to leave it the way it is because, well, no, we need to cut these to size. Okay. To basic size, I should say. Then we can clean up the faces if needed, since
what's your favorite glass color?
Oh, turning the tides, I see. I am not against this. Okay. Then sorry, we're just kind of laying it out because this is going to be a funky one. We want you a 1/2 inch up. And a 1/2 inch up on this key. Hell, let's do it the ridiculously easy way. There. I forgot. These guys are literally the dimension I want in width. All right. And because this is all hidden in a joint, you don't have to be super accurate. You just got to make the joint fit each other. That is what I love about hand tool woodworking. Conceal the ugly part. Okay, I'm going to do it the easy way. Okay. We will get back to you in a second. Enough. I did not think about this side. Let's mark it the other way. Wrench in. As I've said before, it's really all subjective at this point. We're making shouldered tenons. And you. Okay. Back to cutting verticals. use the correct saw. Not completely vertical. There we go. There we go. There we go. Shouldered tenon. And cut the two verticals here. We now definitely have a top of the face frame. It is eerily quiet without Cat in here today. What's going on? Okay. Okay, so that gives us that. This is very messy looking. Don't worry about it. It's all inside a joint. What is the time? 11:15. I am getting hungry. Also, SJS Glassworks, is there a nickname you would want to be called? Just so the TTS doesn't struggle over your name. All right. Let's see what we got. We got that. Actually, it wouldn't be that bad when I did a break for lunch. Or I kind of need to regroup and think about how I'm going to measure in the verticals. I might need to make a story stick. But we at least have the top. So this goes up here like that. Story stick really is just a piece of wood where you mark down where all of your cuts are going to be in relation to each other. So like the idea is you'd get a stick, basically the length of your lumber or the length of your members, and mark down all of the like mortise locations and everything on it. So like, I guess the easy way to do it is to bring it all over here. This might be another short stream just for the sake of letting me regroup after this. So, you know, say there are several of these. You'd have basically a stick that is the length of the member in question, and you just have, you know, marks. So like a mark here for the top of this here, a mark at this location on your mortise, a mark at this location on your mortise, a mark on, and a mark, you know, down here at the bottom, and so on for all of the things going together. It's just a way to transcribe everything without without having to deal with math. And also it kind of helps you get the exact same thing across all the pieces, because you'd take that story stick and then you'd go, okay, get all of these together. Okay, this is the mortise face. You get them all together, you take that story stick and you transcribe every single line onto them so that they end up square to themselves, because there's no way to, I mean, you'd be within a 32nd based off of marking error kind of deal. It's one of those things where like it really helps out building cabinetry and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's one of those things that I think modern woodworking has forgotten. Or power tool woodworking, I should say. Power tool woodworking pretty much has kind of forgotten it, because you can just mark up and down, but It's kind of nice to be able to mark everything referenced off of where the exact location is, as opposed to a number, so that it,
One word, so it's a source of truth, but it's kind of unique to each project.
yes, there's never, unless you save your story stick to literally, for that project, it is something you build per project. I do know that old window makers would make story sticks for the windows and just keep the story sticks for that house, something like that, so that if the window frame ever had to be replaced, they had a story stick of exactly what was there. You'll have to excuse me, I am double checking everything I've done so far, because like right now it looked weird. Here, we know how wide across this baby need to be. Okay, good. If anything, I would just have to shave the shoulders down a little. And I'd, nope, yeah, that's dead on, that's, yeah, within a 16th. Okay, so at the most, I would have to shave shoulders. Yeah, all right, that's cut good. I don't have to make another one. I'm still getting back used to streaming every week again after the giant cavalcade of fun stuff back and forth all day long. And I'm, like I said, I'm debating if I just want to do a short stream again today and start getting into long streams here after, you know, like once we get to making the door, long streams are going to be necessary anyways, because I'm going to be doing a lot of plane work and a lot of site work and everything else. But as it is right now, I can clean some of this up. Let me get some of the hairs off of this stuff. But I think, don't want to disappoint you guys, but I think it might be a short stream day. Like when lunch comes around, I'm probably going to stop streaming today. But I am glad you guys are stopping in, saying hello, all that good fun jazz. I'm also glad that I'm starting to make progress on this again. So once we get done with this, I've got like a ton of projects that I need to start playing with, including building my side of a James Wright collab. Need to get that started at some point. Okay, the overt fuzzies have been cut off. Okay. Next question, though. Sorry, I'm looking at my stack of wood over here. That was graciously given to me a while ago. Let's see what we have. All right. And that big old mantelpiece that we planed, I may turn into a low bench. But yeah, I'm starting to run out of steam. I'm sorry, guys. So at this point, I think, oh, I never turned that off. Turn that off. Okay. At this point, I think I've basically run out of steam for today. But next week, we can definitely, we'll be getting mortises cut. We'll be fitting stuff together. Probably running a bead down the ends. See if we can get it, you know, stuff hammered onto the face frame. Like I want to get the face frame in. And if I can get the face frame in, then we're moving on to big stuff, fun stuff, making panel doors and stuff like that. Let me see who is streaming, because yeah, I'm getting hungry and my motivation has gone to absolute
Where'd you
shit.
snag that Stanley Sweetheart placard against the wall?
There's a person on Etsy selling posters that's actually just a poster. It's a poster painted on plywood now, and I need to fix it. I need to level it out, but it's literally just a poster on a piece of plywood. I built the frame. I literally built this frame, and not like I got molding from, it's become my sticker board, even though the stream cart has also become a sticker board. I built the frame all the way up. I have a set of molding planes, hollows and rounds that just experimented with until I found a profile I liked, and then we made enough sticks to make a frame for this poster I bought a while ago off of Etsy. And just glued it down, put stickers on it. Different workers, different crafters and woodworkers and stuff like that, because you know, you got Wood by Right, mine, Red Rose Reproductions, the Craftsman Guild, Way Cool Wood, Woodcraft by Owen, Wrench's Workshop, just different streamers. But yeah, there's actually a guy on Etsy that just sells vintage logo posters, and I snagged it up. I might snag another because that thing warped to all high hell. The frame is still square. It's just that the backing board just warped. But past that, where did I put it? Okay, it's over here. It's like, let's see if I can find someone to raid out onto, because like I said, I've run out of motivation. I'm sorry, guys. Mechaform still. We should have fun here. Let's raid the Mechaform, even though I think he's probably raiding out. One second, let me see. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just reverse raid Mecha. You'll probably like him. He's
Have a good one, Wes.
Oh, it's you too, Onajero. You too. Like I said, I'll be back. Be back here next week, same time, Wednesday. So we'll get that face frame finished and installed,
Jen
I think.
said, play Norway.
All right. Have a good one, guys. See you then.
Big fat ugly bug-faced baby eating O'Brien?
Aye.